Good morning, it is Sunday. All day Sunday. It's Metallica Sunday. That's what this vlog is about. My love for Metallica. I was in high school, I don't know, I was 83, 84. Went to a school called Highland High School. Just really struggling with life, figuring out my path, the relationship with my parents. My parents, please don't do this, please don't do that, please go here, please don't go there. I did, I didn't, I went, I didn't go. I mean, what they said to do, I did the opposite. And I would end up going to a school called Monzano up in the southeast quadrant of Albuquerque, and would be in a guitar class and would meet a guy by the name of Mace P. We'll just keep him somewhat anonymous. He was an amazing guitarist, and he was an amazing guy, and he would become one of my best friends. He would later introduce me to Jeff G. and Steve H., the three amigos. And those guys would be a big section, a big part of my life for a big section of it. And still today, in fact, I was on the phone last night with Steve. I hadn't really talked to him. He lives down south, and we're friends on Facebook, but I hadn't spoken with him on the phone. And we actually ended up speaking last night on the phone. It was great to talk to him. It's like it was just yesterday, the last time I had spoken with him. So he's one of those guys. But I would meet those guys, and then at the same time kind of be introduced to a band that was somewhat new on the scene. It's always funny when a band like that comes out because they seem like, oh my God, these guys are so new. But they probably had an album out, and they did. And I started enjoying this band. Ride the Lightning was their album. And they had another album before that called Kill 'Em All. But, Ride the Lightning is really what kicked them off. And then Master of Puppets came out, and I'm talking about Metallica. Metallica would be a big, giant, highlighting swath across a big portion of my life, especially in my youth. I know, today my hair is short, somewhat clean cut, walk a pretty straight and narrow line, but back then, I didn't. My hair was long, and I was crazy and wild, and we had tons of fun, and we were drinking, and we were doing all the great things that you do when it's pretty carefree. And I look back on it, and it was us three in a two-bedroom. I slept on the couch. Actually, Steve had his own place. He was the responsible one. But me, Mace, and Jeff all lived in an apartment. I lived on the couch, and we washed cars for a living, and we drank every night. It was a, oh my God, what a serious, fun part of my life. But man, we were dirty. we ate burritos every night for dinner, and it was just like it was crazy, but we loved it. And the theme of that part of my life, it was always Metallica. I love James Hetfield. James Hetfield was to me like a rock god. And, you know, this video that I'm going to post this in is a song called Dyer's Eve. And, you know, 30 years, I think Steve was telling me last night, 30 years, we just had the anniversary of 30 years of Master of Puppets. 30 years. And these guys are still going strong. There's not a lot of bands like that. You know, Pearl Jam's one of them. You know, I mean, all the bands that I've loved through my years, and you know, in the end, when you finally come out on the other side, there's only a couple that have made it. And Metallica is one of them. And this song, Dyer's Eve, really is a representation of what it was like when I was at that age. You know, the relationship that I had with my parents. Struggle, the lying and stealing and cheating my parents over and over. And, you know, I was just recently in a relationship, and the person, when the relationship ended, she told me, I don't need a daddy figure in my life. And you know what? You don't. And I get it, because that's not me. I'm not out to be anybody's daddy figure. But when you watch somebody who you care about make bad choices, I guess in my opinion, I don't know if they're bad choices, but to me, you know, when I look back at what had been going on and what, you know, what was going on now, to me it seemed like bad choices. Whatever. You know, you worry about the person and you care about them, just like my parents. They were like, please don't do this. Please go to school. Please, you know. And I would do actually the exact opposite. And I would say, they'd say, did you go to school? And I'd say, yes. And they'd say, are you sure? And I'd go, I swear. And they'd call the school and they'd say, I didn't. And I'd say, I did. I just couldn't be honest about it. And it was like, but I guess that's what it's like when you're a teenager and struggling to find your way. And so this song is about that relationship. Dear mother, dear father, what is this hell you have put me through? That's what it was always like. I was a victim of my parents. And in the end, I was really a victim of my own self-centered self. And, but you know, what happens? We mature. And we mature and we grow up and we become adults, and hopefully we take some of these learning experiences into adulthood and we don't make the same mistakes twice. I have on some things I haven't, but I love the song, I love the band, I love the energy. There's one part where there's flames shooting out of the speakers, and I swear to God it looks like Lars Ulrich is being baked like a rotisserie chicken. Just awesome. So the music for today's video, well, it's a video. I'll put the credits for the guy who shot the video or whatever. I don't even know. It's just it's a great representation of Metallica rocking it out. But the song is Dyer's Eve. I think it was on And Justice for All, one of my absolute favorite albums. And yeah, I don't want to be a daddy figure. I want to be a figure, a normal figure. And I've gone through that. And I don't have to go through that anymore. So, Sunday, Metallica Sunday, Dyer's Eve. Enjoy. Bye-bye.